Y'all ever hear the story about a black woman who was hung for dating white men and decided to haunt a whole park for all of eternity? Get your popcorn. This story takes place in Atchison, Kansas, a very small and very haunted town. So haunted, I'm going to do a whole separate video on this town. Jackson's Park is sort of like a lover's lane. The woman in this story's name is Molly, and Molly fell in love with a white man. And this said white man, who remains unnamed, was in love with her. Of course, their love was forbidden back then, and so they had to sneak around in secrecy. How the townspeople found out that she was dating a white man is unknown. Hell, a lot of this story is really unknown. There's no pictures of Molly. There's not a lot of information online. But what we do know is that the townspeople found out about this love affair between a black woman and a white man. So in true colonizer fashion, the townspeople kidnapped Molly in the middle of the night, took her to Jackson's Park, and hung her. Now, the townspeople probably thought this was going to be the end of the story. They hung the Caucasian loving, but this is where spiritual reparation kicked in. Ever since this happened, this town has been haunted as hell. I don't know why. Nobody knows why. But people that stroll this at night hear the cries of a woman. Some see a full apparition. Some see her roaming throughout the park. Some have also reported seeing a ghostly apparition of a black woman hanging from this said tree that they did this to her at. So much so that they renamed the park Molly's Hollow. Now, there are two stories that are floating around the internet. One saying that it was a black woman that was hung for dating white men. The other says that it was just an abusive relationship and she was white and her boyfriend decided to hang her one night. But it still remains that people aren't seeing a white woman walk around this park. They are seeing a black apparition. So I'm inclined to believe that this story about Molly being a black woman who dates white men is true, because none of the reports say that they see a white apparition. People love to go to this park at night, I guess, to get spooked or to try to see the apparition of Molly. If you're ever in Atchison, Kansas, be my guest. My hopes for Molly is that she's somehow, some way freed from her hell. But until then, sis, go ahead and spook on.